This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When send past the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.
And I don't agree with what you said earlier, Gamio, about Julius Randle not being one of the best isolation players in basketball. I think when he goes up and he has a favorable matchup, no one's stopping Julius Randle. No one is stopping Julius Randle. I think he's at that level right now. So,
what isolation players in the league? Like,
I think Julius Randle being an all NBA player when he has a favorable matchup, I think that he's going to win that battle more than 90% of the time. I think he is up there when you talk about players that you can give him the hold on. Let me finish. I think you can give him the ball and have him score, and I think that that's something favorable for a team. I don't think that Julius Randle is not on a level below those guys, Devin Booker and those other guys.
So you said a key word. You said when he has a favorable matchup. Those guys perform when they don't have favorable matchups.
Did Jason Tatum have a favorable matchup over RJ Barrett?
Hold up. Let me finish. First of all, Jason Tatum, you used him one game. You can go back to Jason Tatum when he played against the Pelicans and carried that team. You used him one game, right? And I didn't mention.
We're talking about Julius Randle's last game as well.
Hold up. Excuse me. I didn't mention Jason Tatum. I mentioned guys like Jokic and Booker, right? Booker, night out, may not have favorable matchups, and he's still giving you 27 points efficiently. Jokic, which you put in the chat, you said that he's a one of a kind that you took out of context. And yeah, Jokic, when he doesn't have favorable matchups, is still putting points up there. Giannis, who I am a fan of Giannis because of his physicality, how he's elite in that level. KD, it's to the point where KD, every matchup for him is favorable because he's that good. Julius Randle ain't up there yet. I'm sorry. I know the moves that Julius Randle's going to do. Some of those guys like KD, I could put as much as I want. You can throw anything you want at KD. He's giving you 38. He gave you 38 on 71% shooting yesterday. Julius Randle ain't on that level. So as much as I like Julius Randle, he ain't on the KD level. He's not on the
nobody's on KD's level. But I mean, you might know. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
Isolation.
Let me ask you this. With Julius Randle, right? You might know what he's doing, but can one person stop him from doing what he's doing?
Yes. I can't name Bam Adebayo did it last season. Julius Randle, when the final shots, took the ball, drove into the baseline on the right, and Bam Adebayo defended.
We're not talking about one play, bro. Kevin Durant's been blocked before, has he not? Has Kevin Durant not been blocked before?
Oh my God.
No. Seriously though, has Kevin Durant not been blocked? I mean, I'm talking consistently. Consistently.
I'll answer your question. Patrick Beverly shut down Kevin Durant one game in that now I'm drawing a blank which series was. What's the
I get that, but what I'm saying is consistently.
Right? Where you shut down, and then Kevin Durant came back the next day. Are we sitting here?
No, I'm not comparing him. I'm not comparing. No. But see, this is where don't put words in my mouth. I said nobody is on KD's level. I said nobody, but what I'm saying to you, is there one player that you say, oh, he's definitely going to shut Julius Randle down?
No, there's not one player in the NBA you're going to say that. Not one.
He may not be on the level of KD or Kawhi or even Devin Booker or whatever, but that doesn't mean he's not one of the top guys that can score the basketball. He may not make the best decisions in the world, but we're talking about one-on-one scoring.
So to what you said, elite, right, Josh?
Yeah.
I use him. He said elite, so I'm answering him. You just came in like a tag team partner. I'm answering Josh's. No, he said elite, and he ain't elite in that regard. How do you those guys, and he's not there.
So I didn't mention KD at all.
All I asked was, is there anyone that's going to shut him down and lock him up where he cannot score the basketball? I don't think so.
Okay, put like this.
He may not score 30 like Kevin Durant's. Right? And he's going to have bad games, obviously. But I think most of the time when he has bad games, it's him, not the opposition.
And you also put it like this, like, granted, last season, Julius Randle had an absurd season. When you're talking about the elite of the elites, they've been doing this for 5, 6, 7, 8 seasons. We're taking one superlative season by Julius Randle and putting him up there with some of these guys have been doing it for years. That's
so Julius Randle hasn't averaged over 20 points.
He has to give you a few more.
He hasn't averaged over 20 for the last 3 years. He hasn't averaged over 20 for the last 3 years.
Yeah, but
he averaged 20. He averaged 22 before he came to us. Oh, I think it was 22. He went down to 19. Then he averaged 24 last year.
And what when Julius Randle was here the first season with Fizzo, right? When he averaged like 19 and 10, right? You're putting that production and saying that was elite. But
no. What I'm saying to you is because you have elite players who had years who their production was not elite.
Right.
What I'm saying is you have years where, but they might have been elite scorers before that year and after that year, but you have years where they weren't elite at scoring. They didn't shoot a good percentage that year.
Right. I'm not denying that. But also
you also have players that right now are in the league who might be an elite scorer and they've been in the league 3 years, 4 years. Zion Williamson, is he an elite scorer?
I'm not mentioning those guys. I literally said guys who had 4, 5, 6, 7
But what about Zion Williamson? Is he an elite scorer? He's been in the league.
I think he's limited. No, I think he's been in the league a long time. I wouldn't put him up there. Zion Williamson is limited.
Didn't Zion average like 27, 28 last season?
I'm not even just going off points. Whatever. I would not put Zion Williamson up there. I'm not.
Okay. All right. I think he did average like 27
He only played down low. I would put Julius Randle over Zion Williamson. But I would never put Zion Williamson up there.
I think that Julius Randle is very. I don't think there's anyone that's going to stop Julius Randle scoring.
If we're not using Julius Randle, KD, you're gonna sit and tell me you're not 10. That Julius Randle is within the top 10 of so-called ISO players in this league.
Does it have to be top 10 to be elite?
Does it have to be top 10?
You have to be top 10? Top 50? I mean, obviously.
Does it have to be top 10? Top 15?
Josh just said that he's in the elite category. So what is elite? That's like top 5.
Is all NBA elite?
You tell me what the elite is.
Does all NBA make you an elite player?
All NBA, hold on. All NBA is not just counting your isolation play, your isolation scoring, right?
But does that make you an elite player?
It makes you an elite player, but Josh said elite ISO players. Wait, hold on.
Hold on, time out. Hold on. Let me explain myself since you keep referencing me, right? When I say elite isolation player, meaning is that no one is going to stop Julius Randle. When Julius Randle has the ball in his hands, more likely than not, Julius Randle will score. You can go to Julius Randle and say, go get me a bucket. That's what I'm saying. And you mentioned Nikola Jokic earlier. Jokic is a one-of-a-kind player, like from Europe. Salute to Andy. From Europe, that you can give him the ball and he can be able to make the right decision with it. He can be able to pass. He can be able to rebound. He's literally a freak. You know what I mean? Someone that's
elite. You guys think, okay, I can't use KD. I can't use Jokic. I got to keep going. All
I'm saying is that nobody can stop him from scoring. All I'm saying is he's going to score the basketball against just about anybody. He may not be scoring up there with KD and Paul George. I don't know if I want to say Paul George. KD and Steph Curry and those type of guys, right? He may not be scoring up there with those type of guys. You know what I'm saying? But he's 7th in the league in scoring right now.
Okay, 3 games, right?
Right. Okay, everybody else is at 3 games too.
But the guys,
let's see if he continues to do it.
Who has 1, 2, 3? I'm talking about guys who had 5, 6, 7 years.
I get it. But there's also guys in the league. You know, you're saying guys 5, 6, 7 years. There's guys in the league right now who are elite scorers who's been in there 3 years.
Okay, so who are those guys? I'm not using.
I just said Zion Williamson. I think he is an elite scorer. He's averaging 28 points a game.
Hold on, I'm out. But he's trying to prove your point that it doesn't have to be in the league for 6, 7 years.
Right, that's what I'm saying. KD was.
You don't have to be in the league for
Carmelo
6, 7
was
years.
an elite scorer. 3 years in the league, easy. First year in the league, LeBron James.
No. When you're talking about elite, if you're talking about elite scorers, right? Because 1, 2, 3 years, right? Obviously, the sample size is not large enough. So I'm at least even saying like that's why I can't say Zion or say. Just a name, just saying that John Morant, because like, bro, they only had 2, 3 years in the league, so I can't use them. I have to use 6, 7, 8 years. I have to use the KDs. Right. I have to use those elite guys, man. Like,
you know what? But you can also so you can look at some guys, right, who are elite on that team. If you're going to use 7, 8 years,
no,
ain't no oh my God, because Kevin Love was an elite scorer for the Minnesota Timberwolves until he went to another team, and he played on that team for a very long time as an elite scorer, right?
Okay, Sim, is Dame Lillard an elite scorer, Sim?
Yes.
Do you think that Dame Lillard, if he went to another team, he'd still be doing the same thing?
He may be, yes. But
So
Kevin Love did not. But he was an elite scorer when he was with Minnesota, and he did it for 5, 6, 7 years. And by your definition,
15.
by your definition,
15.
Kevin Love, right?
By your definition, he would have been an elite scorer because he did it for 5, 6, 7 years. And then when he went to another team, he did not do that. So you can't just say just because it's been 5, 6, 7 years that they did it.
No. I use years as one criteria. I said
right. But what I'm saying is, I think you can. What I'm saying is, a guy can be an elite scorer if you see him in 3 years and he's already dropping 25 to 30 points a game. You could probably say, yeah, he's probably an elite scorer, and he's doing it at a high. He's doing it at high efficiency as well. I think you can.
You guys make a list of the top guys in the league, at least top 5, top 7, 10. To say
nine times out of 10, the people that you're talking about are going to be guards and wings. 9 times out of 10, they're going to be at the top of that list because they're going to have the ball in their hands more often. Julius Randle, not being a guard in the wing, Julius Randle can score. Score the basketball. He can be stopped.
What is an elite usage in the league?
You tell me.
Percentage-wise.
Well,
for those guards,
anyway, tell me.
All I'm saying, I'm heading out of here.
If you're going to use that stat, because you said guards and wings, Julius Randle had a usage percentage of 29% last season, right? That's an elite usage. So that's the same thing that guards and wings are getting. So if y'all want to say, hey, Julius Randle had 23% usage and he had those numbers, that'd be out of your mata for him to do that. He got just as much as some of these other guys. So let's not use usage as he got a lot. He's the main last season.
He did. He got a lot of usage and he produced in that usage.
Exactly.
He produced in that usage.
No. That's not the point. Sim, how are you doing that? That's not the point Josh was making. Josh was trying to make it seem like Julius Randle does not get as much usage as guards and wings because they naturally get the ball out. I'm saying Julius Randle last season got the ball just.
What I'm saying is for it to be a guard and a wing league, Julius Randle's producing at the power forward position. There's not too many in the NBA that's doing it. No one is stopping Julius Randle. It doesn't have to be more complicated than that.
I mean, Julius Randle may not be the best decision maker, but when it comes to one-on-one scoring, I think he can score.
Bro, he had the ball. Like literally, our option was Julius Randle, and Rose and RJ last season. Like Julius, if Julius Randle was on, say, give me the Heat. So you trade Julius Randle for Julius Randle's production probably is not as high or so-called is not going to be there because you're taking the ball out of Julius Randle's hand. You have the talent around him. Last season you had to put in his hand, and he had a great season. I'm not taking. He was proficient, which is efficient with volume. He was great. But to say that he's elite with some of these other guys, and then it's KD, it's KD. Well, you're comparing the elites to the elites. Steph Curry. Are we putting Julius Randle up there with Steph Curry? Hold on.
He doesn't have to be. He doesn't have to be. I'm sure he doesn't have to be. He doesn't have to be. He still is a guy that I believe cannot stop. You can't stop him from scoring. He still is a guy that I believe you cannot stop him from scoring. He gets the ball in his spots. He can score the ball. More than not, it is him. It is him stopping himself.
I'm not saying Julius Randle is not a good player.
I'm not saying that. I know you're not saying that. What I'm saying is, I don't think there's anyone that's going to stop him from scoring. More than not, is Julius Randle stopping himself.
What? But from taking bad shots? That's the whole point. That's the whole point.
No. There's plenty of guys. There's plenty of guys who are elite who take bad shots too. Damian Lillard takes terrible shots sometimes. He takes terrible shots, and he's still one of the best scorers. He takes terrible shots.
If you're an elite player, y'all using one season with Julius Randle. What was his efficiencies his first year here with the Knicks?
What was his efficiency before that?
Not his first year with the Knicks was not good.
No, what was it before the Knicks? Before the Knicks, what was it before that?
What was he doing with the Pelicans, Sim?
What was his efficiency? Because you got some guys who are elite scorers who play for bad teams. I don't even want to hear that. What was his efficiency? That's what you asked for.
Julius Randle was always elite. Now Julius Randle's an elite player.
No, that's crazy because go back and look at his numbers on the Pelicans. Okay, go back and look at it. Go back and look at it. He was very efficient from the field. He was more efficient from the field with the Pelicans than he was last year, except for three-point shooting. But from the field, he was more efficient.
Yeah, from the field, Sim, because he stayed mostly down low, Sim. Okay. He still shot poorly from outside. He still
shot 35% that year.
He shot 34%. That's below average.
But it's not. Who said it was elite? Who said elite players that shoot? No. Go check, Guillermo. Go check some of your elite players and see what they shoot from three. Go check them and see what they shoot from three. Go check them. I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. I will talk to y'all later. Peace.
Oh my NBK, nothing but Knicks. When send past the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.